Our tail of tape brought to you by the Danuna Law Firm. Height advantage for Miles Banks, a reach advantage going to Omar El Sahlah. Both heavyweights are inside, ready to go. So let's get our official introductions.
The following contest, brought to you by DanunaLawFirm.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Heavyweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist is 6 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in at 263 pounds. Fighting out of Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, by way of Palestine, he holds a professional record of 1 win, no losses. Here is Omar, the Bull El Sahlah. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet 5 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 259.2 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, by way of Queens, New York. His professional record stands at 2 wins, only 1 defeat. This is Miles Banks. Your referee in charge of the action, Professor Joe Solis.
All right, Professor Joe Solis with the heavyweight assignment. El Sahlah, blue gloves. Miles Banks, red gloves, red trunks. Kicks to open us up.
There's no way Miles Banks is only 6'5".
Yeah, I think he put the height a little bit shorter because we've seen 6'8" before.
Yeah, in Robelo's Spann fight, he listed himself as 6'8".
Yeah, even that may not be accurate.
Yeah.
Miles is getting a lot of great work out of that left underhook. Landed a big knee, has turned Omar twice now.
This fight was supposed to happen twice. The first time around, Miles had to pull out because of his ACL injury. Second time, Omar had to, but both guys ready to run this. They've been wanting this fight.
Oh, big uppercut.
Man.
We can hear that one. And, you know, if Omar was looking to wrestle, he's been clinched up with some overhooks and underhooks for a good minute now. He needs to make the most out of this opportunity. I think if you're going to get Miles down, you got to do it early, because you let him get a pace going, get comfortable. It's going to be harder and harder. Very physical match early on. Some really good knees in the clinch here from Miles. Oh, big elbow into a left hook. I don't know if Omar was faking a level change or shooting, but Miles caught an underhook quick.
Yeah, Omar having some real problems controlling Miles Banks here. And this is what we talked about, Alex. I mean, just the size of Miles Banks is, you know, it's a weapon in itself.
Oh,
ooh,
man.
Big elbow.
Props to Omar for eating that one as well as he did.
That elbow came in at one of those slicer angles. Surprised there's no blood flowing right now.
Quite the pace here in this fight. Very physical in the clinch. Miles has landed probably 5 or 6 of those big clinch knees right to the solar plexus. Oh, big flurry there from Omar.
Miles just smiling. Took a low kick there. Did Banks. And that's the thing with Omar. He's not backing down at all. He is not afraid to throw. Be involved in some firefights, but got to be careful with a guy like Miles Banks.
Miles turns him again. Again, you know, Miles out of war. You know, I train with these guys a lot, but I just know they drill so much wrestling and wall work, like before and after sparring.
Omar reversing the position here. Just the difference is Miles able to get in tight on Omar. Omar not able to get in as tight on Miles.
camera needs to look out.
He's literally on top of it.
Yeah, I don't know if he can hold that camera up high enough. Pull it out of the cage.
Oh, Omar's throwing some crazy combos and flurries.
He's throwing him from the waist. Like faking a shot and just throwing a left and just hoping it connects. Another big knee.
Cut over the right eye of Omar. I don't think it's anything major, but he's definitely shown some blood from there.
This is a crazy pace for two heavyweights.
Yeah, it is. And it has not slowed down.
No, not a bit.
Under 1 minute left in round one.
Miles did take that right side underhook. Oh,
big
good elbow.
Omar landed a few good shots there in that exchange.
Let's see if Miles goes for this guillotine. He's got it under. He's got his hands together. Classic style grip. It's funny, I think his arms are so long. He's going to have to take a lot of slack out. There's phase number one. Uses it to defend. Nice little reversal. Man, what a grind of a fight.
10 seconds left.
That cut may come up front with a headbutt of some of Omar's crazy entries. What a scrap. I did not expect this fight to honestly really go past the first, but to take place so close quarters.
Take a look at our round one highlights. Big moments for Miles Banks, but Omar connected on a few good exchanges as well.
Yeah, a lot of clinch work here in the first round. Both guys exchanging and getting the better of the other for different parts of the round. Nice flurry there from Omar.
I'd love to see that elbow that Banks threw. That's a nice elbow from Omar. But early in the round, maybe in the first minute, Miles ripped a huge elbow, and Omar ate it very well. Eric and McMaynard, Wayne Austin cage side enjoying the fight.
Yeah, if there wasn't already enough at stake, Mick Maynard is in the house. He's usually watching our cards. I was talking to him during our intermission. He's giving us kind words about our broadcast, so always good to hear.
Excellent. Always good to have Mick in the building. Whenever people see him, you know, sometimes he sits up there up top and you don't really see him. You don't really know he's in here. But when fighters see him, I love it because they turn it up another notch 100% of the time. Round two starting at the same pace as round one ended.
Yeah, Mick Maynard was actually one of my first kickboxing coaches back when I was like 17.
Wow.
That was cool.
Just an absolute legend in the Houston MMA scene. Has done so much for the sport here, not only in Houston, but Texas. And now with the UFC. A little shoulder shrug pushback after that big whiff.
Man.
Yeah, you don't see this very often, but I think Miles was too close to him to land those punches. His arms are so long. Punched right past and around the head of Omar.
This is the closest Omar's gotten to a resemblance of a takedown.
It seems like he was just holding on more than anything.
He's got a good chance of a reversal here. That deep underhook. Man. I mean, how often do heavyweights potentially get a fight of the night style fight?
I did not think we'd see this much cage work either.
Man, and props to these big guys for not slowing down. So McFlyweight's tired.
Definitely going to test the cardio of both of these guys. It'll be interesting if this pace continues through the second round. Ooh, those big elbows.
Oh, man.
And Omar going off on Miles Banks.
I got some cardio in his style.
Ooh.
No, Miles Banks in a world of trouble here now.
He's got to address that choking arm. He's got to roll. He's got to do something. He can't sit here.
And he definitely can't keep taking these punches.
Has Miles Banks been broken, working his way up.
He's got a good base. He's got to get the hips over. I mean, he's so close. Wow. All heart here for Miles Banks as Omar is just keeping this onslaught going.
Halfway mark of round 2.
See if he throws those big elbows. He's got to be careful of the back of the head, but I mean.
I wonder if this pace is catching up to both guys now.
Well, it looks like Miles is suffering a little worse from the cardio wears, but he is still landing those big shots. You saw Omar change position after that big elbow to the ribs.
Yeah.
And Miles has to fight this takedown at all costs. He cannot afford to get back down to the mat. Ooh, big uppercut from Omar. Big elbow.
Omar executing a perfect game plan in round 2, keeping things tight, continuously working.
Reversed by Banks. Banks got to get back up to his feet, though.
Oh, man, I think Miles Banks is exhausted.
Back, giving up once more. Right arm coming across the face of Miles Banks.
That's a big man.
Man, that is a lot of strength.
He's still not in a great spot. You can see he's just getting some air. Less than a minute left here in the second round.
Omar complaining that Miles is grabbing his glove.
Omar just continuously working, hitting that exposed face of Miles.
Omar dominating so far here in the second round. 20 seconds left.
I think Miles catching his breath. He's got to watch for the potential choke, but I think he lost the second round anyway. So I think maybe some damage mitigation and a little bit of a breather is what he needs right now.
Five seconds left in the round. Don't think there's going to be a finish here, so we go to round 3.
Oh, man.
I'm tired watching these guys.
Yeah.
Man, Miles is exhausted.
Yeah, this round was all Omar. I mean, that may have been the highlight of the round for Miles. Miles landed a couple of shots early, but Omar kind of took this second round over, bullying Miles Banks just a little bit.
Yeah,
Omar, his back a couple of times.
Feeling the pace himself. I mean, he's got his arms up on his coach's shoulders, taking big breaths. I mean, he put a lot of effort in that second round. I want to say it's certainly 1-1 going into 3.
Yeah, very interesting how this turns out. I have a feeling we'll see them both gasping at each other for about a minute, just circling around the cage to start round 3, but maybe not. Omar being very aggressive so far. You know, Miles an incredible athlete inside and outside the cage, so you got to wonder this third and final round to decide it all.
You know, last time out, Miles pushed Quentin Campbell to round 3, and this time Miles is being pushed to round 3. I think it's the best way to put it.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, big punches, mouthpiece flying out. Yeah, Omar if he just throws a bunch of punches here, connects on a few, that could have been the finish. Miles having a tough time.
Yeah, thankfully we got Joe Solis in there, and he knows when guys are tired and can absorb some, you know, lackluster strikes and when they're actually hurt. So I don't know if we'll see just like a volume style stoppage here.
Oh,
nice underhook, though. That was a really well-timed potential reversal here for Miles. He's got to get topside. And that kind of action gives you a second win. There's a big knee. Nice uppercut there from Miles.
oh.
And Omar's just on him. Crazy. Oh, man, I mean, that's a deep gilly attempt. I'm not too sure, arsenal-wise, if Miles is a big guillotine guy. Now I used it to try to pummel that right side underhook. Get his hips back, breaking the grips there of Omar.
Delivered a knee, did Miles, but ate a couple of punches in return.
Left hand there from Omar. Omar trying to get this to the ground again. Halfway through the round 3. Miles Banks has got to do something to come back here.
I mean, this third round, not a lot has happened. You see Omar kind of pressuring Miles to the cage, shooting, but then being stuffed. If any one guy has a big flurry, that could score really well. I think the big question is, do they have that flurry in them? Because, I mean, this pace is not slow. This has been a very tough fight for both guys.
.145 left in this fight.
There's a low blow.
Yeah, as many clinch knees as they've had in here, and the height difference, I'm surprised it's the first one we've seen.
At this point, the way these guys are looking inside with that conditioning would be wise to use all the minutes.
I found Miles Banks. That's the worst low blow I've ever been hit with in my life.
Yep.
I think I need all 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's get a review here and see.
Yeah, I mean, that was right on the cuff.
Pretty unquestionable there.
Yep. I would have sold it like LeBron James. I need 5 minutes. Man, what about that pace? To start the fight, that first round was just non-stop, grueling work for both guys. Second round, it was all Omar El Sahlah, especially after that about 3:20 mark. He was in control. Now both guys getting a much-needed rest after the low blow connect.
The breather action.
The problem with this is that you're taking the time, but the fight clock stops. And so when you resume, you still have half this round in round 3 to go.
Let's take one more look at the flush connect. Bang.
I mean, definitely not the hardest knee, but I mean, that hit only the cup.
Yeah.
That only hit the cup. I mean, that was as accurate a low blow as you could hope to not get hit with. But honestly, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this last 90 seconds goes. This could have been the best thing to happen to Miles. You know what I mean? The ref talking to the timekeep. See how much time we got left? So we got 30 seconds left.
Joe Solis talking to Omar. Looks like we're ready to get back to action here.
All right, back to action.
Chaperone to glove touch.
Oh, man.
Can't believe Omar still has so much pop. Miles pushes into the cage.
Omar tried to push that head down to get that guillotine. A little over a minute left here in round 3. Still anybody's round here. I think Omar is inching it out just a hair.
I think it's still like any one big moment.
Yeah, I do
score
too.
for either guy.
Yeah, I do too. I think the only reason is because of they haven't been great moments, but they have been a moment. So that's the only difference here in the 3rd round. And Miles not at this point not looking like he's doing anything offensive right now. Ooh, big elbow.
Man, that was huge. 30 seconds
Another
left.
elbow.
Unofficially 30 seconds, roughly. Miles needs a big moment right now in the worst way if he wants to maybe steal this round. 10 seconds left. With this final flurry be enough for Omar Sahlah to control. Is that going to be the story of round 3? And it looks like it is.
Man, a wild pace.
Yeah, Omar Sahlah, you know, when he had great moments whenever they went to the ground. He was able to get Miles Banks' back a couple times. Both guys landed some really heavy shots, but I think the volume belongs to Omar. Miles had some really good moments, especially in round 1. Since then, I mean, it's been, you know, the 3rd round was a little uneventful, but I think just on volume alone, I think Omar may have inched out that 3rd round, but very tough fight, very close fight, and you're right, Alex. I'm kind of surprised at the cardio of Omar.
You know, he had just enough in the gas tank to push forward and control Miles. And you could even see after the fight, Miles didn't even raise his hands. You know, usually you try to convince one of the judges that final, I think I won this fight. I don't know how often that works or not, but you can just tell Miles is exhausted. Good sportsmanship between these guys. What an absolute battle.
I'm curious to see the score.
All right, Wayne is heading inside. So let's see how the judges scored this one. Omar Sahlah wanted this fight. Let's see if he had enough to win it. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by DeNunaLawFirm.com. With scores of 29-28, 30-27, and 29-28, your winner by unanimous decision, Omar the Bull Sahlah.
I'm here with your winner, Omar Sahlah. Omar, did you expect this to be such a clinch-heavy fight?
No, honestly, I predicted a first-round finish, but Miles is a beast, man. That was a fucking war. And I love every one of you out here that made it out. I really appreciate y'all. You're an amazing crowd. This is an amazing venue, Eric. You put on a great show, my man. My favorite show so far. And I want to start out by saying, Alhamdulillah, it wouldn't have been without God if I wasn't here.
Omar, you look like you were getting the better of the flurries, especially in the 2nd and 3rd round. Very close 1st round, but is that about what you expected? Were you just going to overwhelm him with those punches?
Honestly, the game plan was to just sit back and try to just let the game go. That's the kind of fighter I am. I'm the bull. I bull rush. I get in there, you know what I'm saying? I get in there and bull rush this shit. Yeah, it was a fun round. It was a fun match.
Well, you definitely did that. You're 2-0 now. What do you want next out of this heavyweight division from Fury Fighting Championships?
Where's Eric? Eric, I want another fight as soon as possible. I'm ready to go, baby. I'm on a rocket ship. Let me know.
Your winner, Omar El Sahlah.
Congratulations to Omar El Sahlah coming into Houston and getting a huge win over Miles Banks.